Once there was a farmer who planted his crops. Shortly after, a sparrow built her nest amidst the fields. Soon she laid eggs, and before long, little sparrows hatched and began living happily with their mother. Every day the mother sparrow would venture into the forest to find food for her young ones. One day when she returned from the forest, she found her children frightened. She asked, "What happened, my dear children? Why are you so scared?" They replied, "Mother, the farmer came today and he was talking about harvesting. He said he would send his sons tomorrow to cut the crops. Mother, where will we go once the crops are harvested? We can't even fly yet." Hearing this, the mother sparrow reassured them, saying, "Don't worry, my children. No one will come to cut the crops tomorrow, so there's no need to be afraid." And just as she predicted, no one came the next day to harvest the crops. Several days passed in this manner, with no one showing up to cut the crops. Everything was going smoothly, and the sparrow's children were happy. But one day, when the sparrow returned from the forest, she noticed her children were frightened again. She asked them why they were scared this time. They said, "Oh, Mother, the farmer came again today and he talked about harvesting the crops once more. This time, he said he would send laborers tomorrow to cut the crops." Once again, the mother sparrow calmed them, saying, "Don't worry, my children. No one will come to harvest the crops tomorrow." And just as before, the next day came and went, and no one arrived to cut the crops. Days continued to pass without any sign of the harvest. Then, one day, when the sparrow returned from the forest, her children told her, "Mother, the farmer came again today and talked about harvesting the crops. But as usual, we know no one will come to harvest the crops." The mother sparrow asked them to explain what happened. They said, "Mother, the farmer came today and said he has wasted too much time relying on others. He declared that tomorrow he will come himself to cut the crops." Hearing this, the mother sparrow grew concerned. She said, "Children, we must leave this place immediately and find a new home, because tomorrow the farmer will definitely come to harvest the crops." The children were puzzled and asked, "But Mother, the farmer has said this many times before and no one has ever come. Why do you believe he will come this time?" The mother sparrow replied, "Previously the farmer relied on his sons to do the work, and then he depended on laborers. When you rely on others to get your work done, it often remains incomplete, but now he has decided to do it himself, so he will surely come tomorrow to harvest his crops." By this time, the young sparrows had learned to fly, so they all left the field and made a new nest elsewhere. The next day, the farmer indeed came to the fields and began harvesting, but by then the sparrow and her children had already moved on. In life, we often find that those who depend entirely on others to complete their tasks rarely see their work finished. Depending on others can be a form of laziness, but this doesn't mean you should never ask for help. It's not wrong to seek assistance, but if you want to start something or ensure it's done on time, you should take the initiative and do it yourself. Self-reliance is always respected, and others are more willing to help those who help themselves. However, being completely dependent on others for your work is not wise. Therefore, if you have a dream, never rely on others to achieve it for you. Take action yourself, and success will follow.